Hello there, my dear hatchlings. And of course, dark screen. Lovely. Let's start, shall we? Hmm. Is he who you were talking on the phone when I arrived? Yes.
So, what's going on?
Seems like you're getting along well then. Why are you so interested in what I think about him? Hmm. Talking to someone who knows him well might give me a better idea who to approach him. Is this the part where I remind you that you should be yourself? Ah, yes. When it comes to anything, you should just be yourself. He seems more amused by the idea than genuinely shinding me, so I find myself eye rolling. Don't worry, we don't need to have that conversation. I'm not planning on pretending to be something I'm not. I guess it's more that I don't have a good grasp on how to read Detective Sin's reactions yet. I'm not sure if he actually wants to talk to me or if he just feels bad for me because I'm a bad situation thanks to this case. I hate it if he just talking to me out of pity, and I keep taking up his time anyway. For what I see, I doubt you need to be concerned about that. He's not the sort of man who would spend time with someone just to spare their feelings. If that was his motive, he'd be more inclined to direct you towards someone else you could talk to instead. I see. So you're saying he tends to be honest? Blunt, at least. I don't know him well enough to say beyond much that. Well, to say much beyond that. Goodness. Regardless, it sounds like Sin actually wants to spend time with me. A weight lifted off my shoulders. Above all, I simply say to trust your instinct and ask someone else for advice if you need help figuring it out. You don't need to find all the answers yourself.
Thank you.
It actually helps a lot. What? Cat? Excuse me, where were you like 10 minutes ago? Yeah, man. Yummy. You have nom nom. I literally gave them food and now he's like, mother. Yeah, we talking about you. You on stream now? It's lucky you have a good mic so they don't hear you meowing. But then again, let's see here. Don't worry. I won't tell Sin you were asking about him. These sessions are always confidential. Thanks. Now, Danny. Is anything on your mind because our detective friends? Asking what isn't on my mind might be a better question. Classes are picking up, but at the same time, I feel like the case is looming over me. That's understandable given the situation. You're one distracting cat today. Am I liten? You know what? I'm gonna brush them later. They probably feel like, Mother, we need some brushing. Although knowing Detective Sin is looking out for me makes it easier, I feel confident that he'll catch the culprit. Don't let that confidence in him make you lower your guard. Don't worry, I got a good dose of paranoia to go along with the confidence. We spent the next hour discussing the case and the ways I've been coping with the threat hanging over me. Once we finished, we agreed to meet for another session in 2 days, earlier in the day since it's the weekend. After Kim leaves, I make sure the door is locked, then finish up the last of my homework. At last, I'm ready for bed. My thought keeps straying back to my conversation with Sin, and I promise to meet up tomorrow. Maybe now I'll get to know him better. Kim suggests to get advice from another person also sounds like a good one. Fawn might be able to help if I really can't figure Sin out. She seems to get along with him pretty well. Definitely not Edwin, though. Something tells me he wouldn't be an unbiased opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if Edwin have a crush on your girl. Because I can't say myself, because literally this is like a third person. Still a little bit disappointing that I didn't get to play as myself and do the actions. But you can't have everything. Besides, playing as yourself is a little bit more of a tedious one. Because then you have to program in like that it's random. Let's see. Hopes and possibility run through my mind as I settle down to sleep. Although I have some problem falling asleep, I find it less from anxiety over the case, more from anticipation for tomorrow. The phone wakes me up in the morning.
Oh.
I'm coming. Just hang on. Mumbling under my breath, I roll out of bed and grab my ringing phone. The blinking screen displayed the name Drew. I rub my eyes a moment before answering. What in the world could my roommate want this early in the morning?
Hello?
Hello? I hope I didn't wake you up. Girl, you did. But Drew feels more like a male. You did, actually. Sorry about that. The time passes strangely when you're on a crazy schedule, you know. You didn't call me just to tell me what a wild time you have having in Las Vegas, did you? No. Okay, so it's a female. Interesting name. Her voice grew serious. I'm calling because I heard there were murder on campus and they still haven't caught the killer. Is that true? Cold pit forms in my stomach. Yeah, it's true. What happened? Someone attacked three swimmers and another student from the recreation center. I hesitated but decided not to mention the rest. The fewer people who knew about my involvement in the case, the safer I would be, or so I'd think anyway. That's horrible. How are you handling it? I'm doing fine. There's been a big police presence on the campus ever since, so I'm sure they'll catch the killer soon. Sure hope so. Just stay safe, alright? I will. And have fun out there in Las Vegas. Play an extra round of poker for me or something. Oh my gosh. I will win a fortune in your honor. How sweet. I'm counting on it. And Yama, I hang up and look at the time. Too early to be up, but too late to go back to sleep. If I fall asleep now, chances are good I won't wake up when I'm supposed to. Since I'm up, I might as well stay up. If Drew managed to win it big, I'm getting her a watch for Christmas. Fix myself some breakfast and sit down and eat. Once I've finished, I open my books and get a little homework done that I probably should have finished the night before. Goodness, this like sound effects are louder than most of the game. While I'm working, a text arrives. Sin, could you stop by the station when you have time today? I can come by after my classes. Will that work? Perfect. Classes seem to take forever today, even though the opposite is actually true. More than one professor let us out early. With the winter festival planning for tonight, no one is in the mood for classes, and professors can tell they don't have an attentive audience. But with plans for afterwards, I feel like I'm on a deadline. Catch myself checking the clock multiple times, especially during my last class. Don't be ridiculous. Sin just said to stop by once I have time. Even running a few minutes late wouldn't be a problem. Yet, when the final class is finally over, I hurry out the door.
Hey.
Edwin, hey. Edwin stopped me as I dashed down the sideway. What's the rush? You're late or for something? Just going to meet someone. I don't have to be there at any particular time, though. Did you need something?
How about it?
I was wondering if you wanted to go to the Winter Festival tonight.
Huh?
Oh, that's sweet. The Winter Festival here tonight? How could you have forgotten about it now when it feels like it's the only thing I've heard all day long? Oh, maybe she's preoccupied with, like, her own troubles. Have you thought about that, Masa? Oh, I didn't forget, just, I am not interested in going to the Winter Festival. That's a third thought. The words are on the tip of my tongue when something occurs to me. What if Sin wants to go? Girl, why you think of him? Why would he want to go? This is a university event. Well, to be fair, no outsiders are allowed, probably. I can't see him walking around a university festival enjoying himself, eating food from vendors. But I couldn't have pictured him ordering a arcane secret macchiato until until it happened either. I forgot about that. He did say we'd make plans today, so there's a sense he suggests going to the festival. What should I do here? I think it's best to keep, like, Edwin as a friend and not being too invested in the detective either. Definitely.
What?
Earth to Adria, Earth to Adria, anybody home? Oh goody, spacing out. Edwin waves his hand in front of my face and I snap back to reality. Oops, sorry. Didn't realize going to the Winter Festival required such a deep thought.
No.
It's just that I don't think I can go with you. I have plans tonight. Wait, what? We don't even get the option to choose? Now that's just mean.
What are you doing?
That's gonna make him really mad. That just seems like, well, if you don't have any plans, then go with me, you know? This is personal. Mm. You know what? I'm gonna go with this one. I don't know yet.
Huh?
I mentioned I was gonna meet someone, right? We might have plans for tonight, so I don't know yet what I will be doing. Uh-huh. If you change your mind and want to go to the Winter Festival, give me a call.
Thank you.
Well, that was actually the best one. Yay. An awkward silence falls over us and I finally clear my throat.
Talk to you later.
Better get going. See you around. Or could it be that ever since I choose detective, I can no longer? No, Manuel. And hi, Manuel. As I walk down the street, I try to figure out what I should expect. I should get my hopes up for no reason. Sin just said I should stop by. It could be because of the case, not what we discussed last night. He could end up too busy to do anything too. And even if we go out, there are no guarantee it will go well. I don't really know him that well yet. I try not to overthink things too much as I continue my way. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. The police station is less crowded than last time I was here. All the same, if Sin and I continue to meet up, I hope we can do some at a better meeting place.
Hey there!
Hey, Adrian. Nick will be out in a minute. Thanks. Any urgent reports while you're here? For a change now. I spread my arms in an exaggerated gesture. I'm free of all concerns and worries aside from the murder case still hanging over my head. Yeah, that must wear on you for after a while. But then again, if nothing new has happened, that can only be a good sign. You know what will be even better sign? The killer being caught. We're all hoping for that. That reminds me, I need to ask, do you have any relatives in the area?
Huh?
What? Why does this matter? Just trying to get a better understanding of your situation. No one in the immediate area, but my hometown isn't too far away.
Thank you.
Good to know, thanks.
Taking over my department, Fawn. The only one who will be asking Adrian any questions tonight is me.
Don't worry, Nick. I'm not trying to make a move on them.
What? Yeah, I'm kind of like, what? Well, obviously, I wouldn't be flustered, but I would look like, damn. Also, I wish she could be like better heights, because like here she looks like a teenager compared to like their sizes. And now it's supposed to be like a little like cutout of like how we look like, and this is supposed to be like in your face, you know. Anyhow,
I certainly wasn't trying to imply that.
and now he's blushing. What?
Uh-huh.
She winks and stand up.
You know, I suddenly have an urgent need to get myself a snack. You two can have all the privacy you want while I'm gone.
Sin pinches the bridge of his nose. Never let it be said that Fawn Sanders is a third wheel. She leaves after an even more exaggerated wink in our direction.
I apologize.
For her. Why do they just say half the sentence? Just continue the whole sentence. He sounds pained. Ever since she learned we were talking on the phone the other night, she's been acting like this. I never knew she was such a romantic at heart. And you're not. Ah. I don't mind. Girl! Okay, this is gonna be interesting to see how many choices we really get. Because like we weren't able to get a choice of hanging out with our friend. So I really hope that choice with like deciding to look at the evidence didn't permanently lock us into like the detective's romance route, because that's kind of rude. But then again, I'm not gonna say much until we have actually finished the game. May it be that we actually solve the mystery or get killed. It's usually one of those two. Or we get like the neutral route where like nothing really happens. He lowers his hand to give me a sharp look.
Oh,
I see. Well, that gets the business out of the very first. You mean there's an update on the case? I'll be giving it my full attention. Case is on my top priority at the moment. In fact, I should have good news for you quite soon. My heart leaps.
Huh?
Does that
Yes.
mean we have a lead? Yes. This could lead us straight to the culprit. I need to have a word with whoever handled the initial investigation. How they managed to overlook something so important is beyond me. His dark muttering doesn't take away from my jubilation. And now that we have business out of the way... Wait, that was the business? Yes? Well, it may not be quite the right time of day for coffee, so I wonder if you'd like to go out for dinner.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Okay, so literally just came there to talk and then just dragged me away. This looks way too fancy for his outfit. This restaurant since takes me to its classy and fancy. I've never been in here before, and it makes the occasion feel more significant. Yeah, this looks like a couple's restaurant. God damn. He even brought a different car to the station to drive to the restaurant in, so we wouldn't have to show up in a police car. We sit down at the table together and I pick up the menu. Dinner's on me, so order whatever you want. Oh, Sin. Die. You just can't say that to a lady. You know, she will order everything. Like, I don't mind when people like do that for me, but for me it's just like, okay, let's take the cheapest option possible. But yeah,
Thank you.
there are some pretty expensive items here, girl. The only thing that looks like the sort of restaurant prices I'm used to seeing is the seasonal salad, and the pork milanese is twice as expensive as any other item on the menu. Goodness. Well, to be fair, he is a detective for like murder cases and stuff, so he probably earns good. Because that's a dangerous job. After a few minutes, the waiters arrived at the table. May I take your order? I have the roasted chicken entree with the risotto gnocchi and a small salad on the side. That's like the most expensive one. You know what? Sin regards me with a curious look.
Oh.
I'm surprised. I thought you would pick up something else. You've been here before, right? So I trust your judgment that it would be good. I certainly hope it passes muster then. I hate to be responsible for your dinner being enjoyable. Blame it on you. Oh, look, that would make him blush. Oh. Well, that's kind of true, though. If you're in good company at a dinner, then, like, sure, yeah, the food might not be good, but at least you have good company. The company makes it enjoyable. A moment passes with him, just blinking at me, and then the meaning of my words seems to strike him. He stares at me for a second longer and looks down at his hands.
Huh?
Is he embarrassed? Although his demeanor isn't that much different than usual, the way he avoids my gaze makes me suspect he's flustered. Yes. He is not used to getting compliments. An awkward silence falls over the table. Look around the restaurant while I try to think of something to say. Several other tables are occupied, mostly by couples. I watch as two people at the table across the room from us laugh while looking into each other's eyes. This seems a popular place for dates. Does that include us? Is this a date? Girl, don't think about it. You barely know the guy. I glance at Sin. The way he invited me out certainly makes it feel like a date, but neither of us has used the word yet. There is a chance he must have sticked close to me because of the case too. So he hesitates. I didn't think this far ahead. Nice place.
Yes.
Yes, it has a good atmosphere. Do you come here often? Occasionally. Ah. Well, that fills the silence for about 30 seconds. Another minute or two passes and then Sin speaks up. By the way, have you remembered anything about the night of the crime?
Huh?
What? Do you not think I'd had mentioned it by now if I did?
Unfortunately.
Not necessarily. Even if something insignificant, something you think couldn't possibly help with the case, I want to know. Ah. Yeah, he's definitely a workaholic. Even talking about this sort of stuff at a romantic spot. Well, for him, it's probably just like another restaurant or dining place. Right now, you're our best chance of catching the culprit sooner rather than later. sigh and rub my forehead. I have relived that night so many times in my memory, but nothing new ever stands out to me. The killer covered their tracks too well. I suppose I'm just grasping at straws. If you remember something new, it could shorten the process considerably. If anything comes to mind, I'll report it immediately. Good. If only I'd seen something, it could put me in greater danger as a witness, but then again, if I'm in danger now, it's most likely because the killers suspect I knew something, even though I don't. It would be better to have informed to help them catch the killer than to be targeted by the killer who thinks I know more than I do. Goodness. For a moment I'm back there on that horrible night at the pool, with blood spraying as the victim fall. My own fear rising as I realize how close I am to death. Ian?
Is everything alright?
Arian? Thin voice pierces my thought and I jump. Then the restaurant's quiet music and sound of the conversations return and I give myself a shake. Sorry. No, I'm the one who should apologize. Shouldn't have brought up murder while we were on a date. It's a bad habit of mine and anyone I can't seem to knock. It's a date! So it is a date.
Oh?
Was that not clear? No? I thought it might be, but I also considered you might just want to be nice to someone caught up in your current case, or that you want to keep a close eye on me in case the culprit make a move. Are you pleased or displeased? Pleased. And relieved now that I no longer need to wonder whether or not it is a date. Okay, that makes me wonder, because in America, a date, it's usually just, just someone that hang out. Like a hangout, But like, usually for me, when people say date, like I see it as like, oh, actually like a romantic date, So this is a little bit confusing to me. But by the looks of it, it might be an actual romantic date, or it could be, I don't know. A slightest smile crosses Sin's lips. I'm glad. That looks more like a big smile, not a slight smile. When we were talking the other day, it struck me that I wanted to get to know you on a personal level, unrelated to the case. Oh, let's catch him filing. That's good to hear, because I wanted the same thing. Sadly, you already know everything interesting about me.
No.
I find that hard to believe. I'm a simple detective, devoted to catching criminals and doing my job. What, and I'm an enigma? In comparison, perhaps, or at least it seems that way to me. I feel like I know you on a clinical level. I know the details about your life, because I need to understand them for the case, but I know very little about you as a person. What do you want to know? Anything. Hobbies you enjoy, for example? Well, I used to enjoy reading. I don't read as much these days. But it's still a way to pass time. I like to browse the internet. Does that count as a hobby?
Ugh.
I'm starting to think maybe I don't have any hobbies. The sudden question, inquisitive though it is, put me on the spot. Everything seems to be fled from my mind. There isn't a lot I'm really passionate about.
Oh.
I'm surprised. Why are you surprised? While we talk, the waiters arrive with our food. He sets our dishes on the table, and I thank him for before tuning my attention back to Sin. Take a bite of my dinner and I consider the direction of the conversation has taken. It's not that I don't enjoy things or anything like that. I watch movies with friends and stuff, just regular hobbies, I guess. I take another bite.
Hey!
This is really good. Good to know I have passable taste in restaurants. I know some people who could give an hour-long speech on food like this. Are you a foodie then? I said some people, not me. My interest in food ends at how easy it is to make and how good it tastes. Then we suffer from a shared lack of hobbies then. Do we? Work seems to be the only thing I'm passionate about. For you, I suppose it would make a marketing. I laugh. Not quite. Marketing is something that makes sense to me and give me a chance of getting a good job after I graduate. There are worse things to go into, and nothing else was especially calling to me. I envy people like you.
Oh?
Now there is something I don't hear often. Why do you envy me? You love your work. You think it's a flaw that you bring it up without being prompt. But I don't know about that. To me, it just says that you really love being a detective. I suppose that makes sense, but then again, I rarely get to act on that love. It is often that I get a case where I can put my skill to the test. In one way or another, I think that's a good thing, because that means there's not a lot of murders happening there. But is, good. But when one does come up, you're there.
Thank you.
And as for someone involved in such a case right now, it helps a lot to know that you care so much about your job.
Thank you.
He seemed flustered. It's good to hear things like that from time to time. Simon takes a bite of his salad and gives me a curious look. I find it easy to talk to you for some reason. I think that's why I wanted to get to know you better. I don't always relate well to others, but with you it's different. I'm glad to hear that. I mean it sincerely too. I hope you didn't take it as a corny pickup line. I don't think I could convincingly deliver a pickup line if I was forced at a gunpoint. Are those ever convincing?
I'm not entirely sure.
Come to think of it, I don't know. Let's not find out then. I agree on that gladly. Shakes his head. The truth is I haven't done anything social like this in a long time, let alone going on a date. It's outside my realm of expertise. We could change that.
Oh.
Oh?
Yeah!
That cafe you took me to has social activity at night, so we could go there next time. They have one. I feel as though you're asking me to plunge into the deep end. Oops, I guess I got ahead of myself. Sorry about that. To be honest, I'm not exactly one of that sort of thing either. Group study are about the most I do regularly. I'd rather watch a movie with a friend or two than going to a party. Do you like watching movies? It certainly have a way of passing time when you have nothing else to do. Temporary elevation of boredom.
Huh?
You've been bored? You kidding me? Out there's nothing where nothing ever happens? Shakes his head.
Apologize.
Maybe that's going too far. Ace can't help being frustrated. Frustrated? I didn't want to get transferred here. I dreamed of working in a big city with constant cases to solve, crimes to catch. Picture myself as some cool detective like in the movies. How did you end up here? It was strongly suggested, let's put it that way. They needed a detective here, and the higher-ups thought I'd be a good fit, or maybe I just pissed off the wrong person. I always wondered if I was assigned to this department as a punishment. Come on, it can't be that bad. When I first got here, I felt like I've been cut off from civilization.
Hmm?
I guess you don't see it that way. I suppose it's how I feel when I first started college. It seems like there was nothing exciting to do anywhere. But you just need to make more friends and look in the right places. Besides, I offer a very smile. I learned lately that excitement isn't always a good thing. He wins. Yeah, I suppose your current brand of excitement isn't one anyone would seek out. And no. Unless they're weirdos. We continue eating and engaging in small talk about various topics, music, books, and movies. Trying to find anything we can both be interested in while it's not the most scintillating conversation. It does relax the mood. By the time we finish, I feel much better about everything.
Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful dinner, Detective Sin. I had a great
You're
time.
welcome.
We stand up, but when we're near the door, Sin stops walking and turns to face me.
By the way, I've noticed you always call me Detective Singh. Since we're not just associated through business anymore, you don't have to be so formal.
Just sing then, huh?
I'd meant that you could call me by my first name, but if you think it's too soon for that.
I was joking.
Oh, I should have realized.
Nick, then.
It's gonna take some getting used to after I spend so much time calling him Detective Sin, but I feel like things are going in the right direction. Wait, what? What kind of achievement did I get? One sec here, I need to check this. Dinner mint? A dinner mint I grabbed on the way out after Sin and I date. A little memento of sort. Wait, you grabbed a mint? What? Dinner mint. What the hell is a dinner mint? Now I need to Google it. What the fluff? A dinner mint is a small, typical peppermint flavored candy served after a meal to freshen breath and aid digestion. Oh, so it's literally just. Couldn't they just say that like a mint candy? Oh well. Gets that a thing in fancy restaurants where they like serve mint afterwards? Then again, I've never been to fancy restaurants, so I wouldn't know. Sin, or rather Nick, opens the door for me. After you. Outside, Nick and I started walking towards the parking lot behind the restaurant where he parked his car. It'll be a short walk to reach it, and I'm still relieved that we came in the less conspicuous vehicle than his police car. As we reach the corner leading to the parking lot, a startling voice called out to me.
What are you doing?
Oh no! Oh no! No, no! Oh dear. I had to grab some water. Adrian? Oh no. I can't imagine a worse time to run into Edvin. Then again, this has to happen eventually, and I brace myself to turn around to see Edwin crossing the street. What are you doing out? His gaze goes to Nick and he trails off. I might ask the same of you. Did you two come here together? Yes, that's right. Ah, you did say you had plans. Did your plans coincidentally overlap with ours, or was it intentional? The edge of Nick's voice makes the hair on my arm stand on end. I expected jealousy from Edwin, and wondered how Nick would react when confronted, but the feels Nick's voice isn't jealousy. Yeah, that is a little bit odd. Why is he here? Like in this specific spot? It's suspicion. I'm sure it's a coincidence that Edwin is here. Yeah.
Hmm?
Is it?
Yeah.
Of course. It's a lucky coincidence at that. Since I'm here, I'm walking Adrian home. It's dangerous for her to be out alone with a murderer on the loose. Apparently think I'm quite a bore, but I had very intention of driving Adrian home. Edwin looked from Nick to me to Nick and then back at me again. Am I interrupting something, aren't I? What was your first clue? Edwin bristled. I speak up before this can develop into an argument. Nick invited me out to dinner tonight. Edwin blinked at me, his silent mouth Nick to himself, but doesn't say it out loud. Awkward silence falls over the three. Then he finally clears his throat. Ah, right. So, Adrian, you want me to walk you home so we can talk some things? I'm still your best friend after all. Yeah, I think in this case, I think it's good for me to walk. He might be the murderer, though. My friendship with Edwin makes it difficult to refuse him when he cares so much, so I give Nick apologies and look. Sorry, Nick. I'll walk home with Edwin. I see. Have a good night then.
Talk to you later.
Call you later. Despite my regrets, I nod to Edwin and we walk away from the restaurant together. Who knows, this might be where the game ends, you know. It's like, oh, you foolish bitch. I got you now. I nod to Edwin and we walk away from the restaurant together. I glance back over my shoulder to see Nick heading toward his car alone. Once he's out of earshot, I glare at Edwin. What was that all about? Did you have to drop my date? I thought you would have told me you were going on a date with him, considering how calm and reasonable you have been whenever Nick comes up. I didn't think it was a good idea.
Huh?
You seem to have progressed to Detective Sim to Nick awfully fast. This might be a shock to you, but most people here refer to one another by their first name once they become friends, Edwin. Well, yeah, that is kind of true, you know, at least in America. Japan, they have last name. This is going as well as I expected. We continue walking, the tension between us starting to ease. Finally, Edwin sigh. You now just want what's best for you, right?
I'll protect you, no matter what.
You're important to me, and if anything happens to you, I'll never forgive myself. I know. But you can't watch over me every minute of the day neither. I know what I'm doing. I went out with Nick tonight because I wanted to. Yeah. What happened to the Winter Festival anyway? I thought you were going. It wouldn't be any fun by myself. Ah. Awkward silence falls over us once again. When we reach my apartment building, Edwin walks me to the door.
Thank you.
I'll be fine from here, thanks. Anytime. Well, at least we seem to smooth it over a little bit. In my apartment, I look around to make sure it seems normal, and then I get my phone out and call Nick.
Hello?
It's Adrian. Sorry for what happened earlier. It's fine.
Listen to me carefully.
You should be careful about spending time with a suspect, though. It's not easy when the suspect is questioning is my best friend. Anyway, I did not want to leave you like that, but I thought that it would be best to avoid a fight. Is there some way I can make it up to you? Is that your way of asking me for another date? Sure, if that's if you want to take it that way. Something sparks in my memory and I clear my throat. But if you want to do something tomorrow, I think I got a study session in the afternoon. I've been a bit distracted lately, but I vaguely recall Edwin and Violet talking about it. After that, though, I'm free.
I'll talk to you soon.
Just drop by the station whenever you get the chance, and we'll work something out. Alright. We talk a little bit longer and then we hang up. Hopefully Edwin will start being reasonable about this. Now that I have time to relax, I sit down on the couch and let myself savor the memory of the dinner this evening. Really did have a wonderful time. I wouldn't have guessed Nick had a romantic side, but I'm proven wrong. I wonder what the next date will be like. Is it just me or is it more blood now? I wake up late in the morning and stare up at the ceiling Instead of getting out of the bed, it's hard to believe it's been less than a week since my life was upended. Another week is here at last, a welcome break after the exhaustion of a few days. Yet despite anything bad that's happening, I find myself smiling, though my thoughts are still in a pleasant haze from last night. I never thought I'd be so close to a detective. In such a short span of time, we already gone from professional relationship to something personal, and I feel like we could get even closer to one another once we spend some more time together. Meeting through a murder case isn't the most orthodox way of getting to know someone, but then I can't deny how I feel. I shouldn't get too too far ahead of myself, though. I'm getting the impression that Nick's businesslike attire towards his work masks the lack of familiarity with social situation. Don't want to misread the signs and move too fast. Well, I get a better feeling of the situation when we meet later today. With that, my mind to spur me into action and get out of bed at last. I have a busy day ahead of me. Kim is supposed to stop by in a few hours, and there's also another study session this afternoon. Then after that, I want to stop by the station and see if Nick is free. As nice as it would be to relax, I have much to do. After a quick break, I settle down and get started on my homework. Once it's out of the way, I'll be able to tell Nick with complete honesty that the rest of my weekend is free. Finally, it's time to Kim to arrive, and I let him in.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming by earlier today. It helped me out a lot.
Hello.
Big plans for today? Just a big study session. Then I'm gonna meet Nick later. His eyebrow lift.
Oh?
Nick? Sounds as though you've been working through your concerns regarding a detective friend. Should I say more or less? Or should I say we become friends? This one. More or less. Still hesitant. We're growing closer, but sometimes it feels like I still don't know him. Like you said, he's not the easiest man to get to know. Sometimes I wonder if it's even possible.
This is natural.
It can take time to get to know someone better. Some people aren't as open with others until they get to know them. Not everyone will respond the same way to situations either. They are not really a guide you can follow, but, well, I suppose they say you should trust your instincts. That sounds rather persuasive for a psychologist to say. But psychology? Oh my god. My English decided to jump off a cliff. Oh well, it's the least precise science. You might be surprised at the psychological studies that have gone into trying to understand instinct. Instincts are real. It's not as if they can tell you everything, but I think of them like early warning signs.
Huh?
Warning signals? In other words, if something deep inside you tells you something's wrong, you should be careful. Are you saying that you think Nick is dangerous?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, although I don't know him well enough to make a judgment. No, I mean that your uncertainty surrounding your feelings towards Nick might be because you're at risk of forgetting about the case and the danger you're still in. I give him a sharp look. How could I forget the fact that I'm in a mix of a murder case? It seems like the main thing on your mind right now is Nick's sin, and not in his capability as a detective. Of course, one might argue that being being with a detective is the safest place for someone in your circumstance, but that doesn't mean you can lower your guard too much. I know that. I know that I have to be careful until the killer is caught. I run a hand through my hair. It's right. This new connection with Nick has pushed the case on the back of my mind, like it's an afterthought. But it's not an afterthought at all. It's a very real risk that I need to stay aware of. It's not that I don't know I'm still in danger, but when I'm with Nick it feels like I don't have to worry as much. It's make it easier to stop thinking about
Oh?
it. Is it because you think the killer won't target you when you are so close to the detective investigating the case? Isn't that the logical thing to assume? They haven't deducted the culprit's motive yet, have they? No, as far as I know, there is still no evidence that the culprit is a serial killer or anything akin to that. If the crime was an isolated incident and the killer already accomplished their goal and assumed they don't see you as a loose end, then your logic is still sound. In the case, they likely hope to go under the radar and avoid doing anything to draw attention to themselves. Right.
Think about it like this.
Okay. But just because that's how you or I would feel if we were in that position doesn't mean the killer thinks the same way. Being close to Nick most likely gives you the additional sheet, but it's dangerous to rely on that and assume you're safe from all harm. If I had any information that could identify the killer... goodness. A little yawn escaped. I'd had told the police by now. This is not one of those crime dramas where I gotten a hold of incriminating evidence without realizing it. Oh, too fast. I have nothing, and they must have realized that. So why are they targeting me?
What do you think?
What if you were the original intended target and the other deaths were unintended casualties to avoid leaving witnesses? What if the motive is jealousy or something unfathomable? An unfathomable motive?
I'm afraid not.
Unfathomable to people like you or me, I mean something we wouldn't see as motive for a murder. Which makes sense to a killer. Like what? If I knew that, it wouldn't be unfathomable now, would it?
I'm afraid not. What do you think?
I can pick again. You know what? Let's go with that one instead, because that jealousy? How could jealousy motivate an attack like that? I didn't even know the other victims. As I said, the other victims could be incidental. Someone might have been jealous of you for other reasons and target you because of that. If that was the motive, spending time with Nick could only fire them up more. Oh my gosh. If that were the case, then this girl is playing with fire. Jealousy, huh? I can think of one person who might describe jealousy as, but I don't want to pursue that line of thought. I'm not here to psychoanalyze the killer. If I was in a position to do that, I'd be talking to Nick right now myself. Right, sorry for getting the conversation off topic.
It's quite all right.
It's no trouble, in fact, that itself. He makes a note of an old plan speak with exaggerated movement as if he's doing delivery for my behalf. Provides some insight. Kim and I spent a little longer discussing my feelings about the case and my lesson focus on it. Makes it clear that his main concern is whether or not I'm still taking strong precautions. Schedule another meeting next week, and then he leaves. Once I'm alone in the apartment, I sit down with a sigh. Well, at least I'll be seeing Nick soon again. Can't be much safer of a place to meet than at the police station, right? First, though, I have a study session this afternoon. My conversation with Kim left me more unsettled than usual. If I find myself taking extra precaution as I leave. Which might have been his goal all along. When I get into the library lounge before I start the session, Edwin and Riley are there already. You should have called me. I'd have given you a ride. And now he's grumpy again. Maybe you should call him Grumpy Edwin instead. Hi to you too. I sit down across from them, and Riley gives me an apologetic shrug. Why is he sorry? He's been threatening like this, like a mother hen.
Huh?
And his friend called him out for it. I have not. Yeah, definitely. What are you playing with? Oh, you see a flying creature. Well, go and grab your fast food, cat. Okay, let's see here. Then again, perhaps you already had a ride. I should have taken that into account. And now he's being passive aggressive. If you're referring to Nick, he has work to do today. Hopefully that doesn't involve harassing me. Whoa. What did I miss? Who's Nick? Oh no. He doesn't know? You didn't tell him? God damn. And here I thought they were friends, you know? Oh great, here we go. Before either of us can respond, the door opens again and Clara joins us, and he looks around the lounge. Am I early or is it just us today?
No.
It's just us. We thought it would help out more if we had a study session focusing on material So we can really get into it. Oh goodness. More importantly, you missed the high drama unfolding. What the hell is with that smirk? He's like, oh no, don't tell. Oh. And she's like, drama? And she's like, but he's like, hey. High drama? He exaggerating. It's not like that at all. Don't keep us in suspense. Who's Nick? Nick? Some guy Edwin thought Adrian might be with today. Oh. He's just the guy I got him to know, that's all. Don't be modest, Adrian. Nick is also known as Detective Sin. Is the detective in charge of Adrian's case someone between all the brilliant detective work I'm sure he's doing? He's found time to get close to Adrian. Ooh, jealous much? Wow. It's like something out of a romance movie. Ugh. I don't think Edwin's speech had the effect he intended. Indeed, Edwin rolls his eyes.
Seriously?
Come on, this is a study session. Let's focus on focus more on our classes, less than my personal life. All right? And my cat just made a fnipping sound, be like, you usually do that when he's dissatisfied or like making a sort of like sigh. It's cute. As you wish. Like before, we split up the chapters between us so that we can compile our notes and go over everything today together. I managed to stay focused on my work, but as I near the end, I find myself glancing at my phone. Too bad Nick never sends random messages to me during the day. I wonder if he's too busy or that he just doesn't care about that sort of thing. I sigh, but shakes my head out of my reviewing and return my attention to the chapter. I suppose I should be grateful that I don't have any more distractions than those already on my mind. When the study session is over, I stand up.
Bye.
Alright, I'll be leaving now. So soon. I thought we might go somewhere once we're done. Big plans, Adrian? Heading to the police station? And there is a sentence rarely said in this context. Come on, guys. That's the answer then.
See you tomorrow.
Have a good time, I guess. So you're really gonna meet this detective boyfriend of yours?
Huh?
He's not my... Do you think he lets us ride in his police car? I always wanted to ride in a police car, except I could never figure out a way to do it without being arrested. Oh, foreshadowing much? Oh boy. By the time I managed to escape my friend's questioning was already late afternoon. Fawn is in the station when I arrive.
Hey there!
Well, if it isn't our favorite visitor lately. Are you here to see Nick or report another crime? For your sake, I hope it's nothing else terrible have happened to you.
Hey!
I'm here to see Nick. Then everyone is happy. And wait, do my ears deceive me or did you just call him Nick? Is that going to be everyone's reaction when they hear me say it?
Yeah.
You heard correctly.
Interesting.
Ha! And Sin tried to tell me I was imagining things. I know there's something going on between you two. Her teasing make me blush, but I don't deny it. You and Nick, huh? Would have never guessed it. Brought together by a murder case of all things. Is this the sort of thing you blog about? Only if the case goes unsolved, so you better hope you don't end up as a story on my blog. Personally, I hope it doesn't happen. It'd be far more romantic end if the two of you solve the case together and then Nick sweeps off into the sunset. On second thought, I can't picture that last part. Are you gossiping about me? Gossip? I would never.
Is everything alright?
Adrian, I call it prying more than gossip. No prying was needed. She walked into here calling you Nick, and that was enough to start connecting the dots. With a pained expression, Nick joined me and folds his arm. Vaughn, don't you have some paperwork you need to turn in to the chief?
Nah.
Definitely not. But I know how to take a hint. She winks and stands up. Once she's out of sight, Nick pinches the bridge of his nose and shakes his
I
head.
apologize.
Sorry about that. It's fine. It's not like you're responsible anyway. I'm the one who put ideas in her head. Speaking of which, why do I have a feeling I'm not gonna like whatever comes next? I have a friend who wants to take a ride in your police car. And you wasn't going to like it. Sorry, Edwin ended up talking about the two of us. Got our friends going and they were quite curious. Well, I certainly can't use my car on a whim. If a friend happened to need a ride someday, I consider it. Then maybe we can all go somewhere together. Perhaps. Sound less than thrilled of the idea, but not completely opposed it.
Hmm?
Anyway, let's take care of business first. Do you have anything new to report?
No.
Fortunately, no.
Unfortunately.
Fortunately, I must say the same for now. That's good to hear. I hope to have even better news for you soon.
Huh?
Oh? We might have made a breakthrough.
I'm not entirely sure.
Might being operative word, of course. That's all I can say for now. But don't lose hope. Speaking of which, I wonder if you might be willing to help us out. With the case?
Yes.
Yeah. I'd be happy to, but I already told you everything I know about the case. If there were anything I could help catch the killer, I would have done it by now. I've certainly gone over that night in my mind often enough. Yet Nick shakes his head. This is different. I'd like you to talk to Natasha Tiadrio.
Huh?
What? Is she coming back to the station today for more questioning? But my doubts are that it will go anywhere. She won't answer your questions? I can't tell if she's deliberately withholding information or that she's just nervous. Either way, she clams up. Not surprised she's nervous considering the position she's in. Even if she's innocent, she's still being questioned as a suspect in a murder case. If she's guilty, things will go better for her if she confesses and turns herself in. If she's innocent, being able to cross her off the list of suspects will help us narrow down the search. Either way, her cooperation would be tremendous help. I thought I was the problem, but she wouldn't open up the phone either. Would you mind talking to her? But I've never questioned anyone before.
Listen to me carefully.
Don't approach it like an interrogation. Try to find common ground and ask her about the incident from a perspective of someone else who was involved. See if she reveal anything she won't say to us. Encourage her to tell the truth no matter what happens. No matter what that means. I doubt it will be enough to crack the case, but I think she'll be more inclined to talk to you than us. I'll help. If you think I can help, I'll do whatever I can. Nick sends me to wait for Natasha outside of the station since she would be on her way. Talking to her outside means I'll be close enough to call for help if anything happens, but in a more relaxed atmosphere that might help her lower her guard. That's his logic, anyway. Soon Natasha appears around the corner and end of the walkway. She can't be too unoccupied if she shows up for questioning on times without making a fuss. That could be a good sign. She slows as she draws closer to the building and notices me.
Oh?
Were you called here for questioning again too? I'm gonna save here. Just in case. Guess they're hoping to find a new lead. They keep asking me if I'm sure. They haven't forgotten. I wish I was there. I just want this to be over with. She looks away. Yeah, me too. I really don't remember anything that could help.
No.
Natasha fidgets and glances towards the door, so it looks like she isn't sure if she should stay or here and talk to me or go inside the police station. That's very alright. I need to see if I can get her to open up about the case. Natasha is a suspect. If she's guilty, I'm talking to the culprit right now. But she doesn't seem like a cold-blooded killer to me. Nick said I should try to approach her naturally, so someone else involved in the case like her. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Huh?
What? Wariness fills her tone already. Better be careful about this. This one asking who the killer is. This one asks if you will be targeted. I don't think this one is a good question to ask because it literally like asks, so are you scared that he might target you next? And she's already on edge, so I think this one is the best. What do you think the killer is? Give me a pain smiled. If I had an answer to that question, I probably wouldn't be called in for more questioning. But you knew the victims, didn't you? She looked away. Most of them, yes. Can't you think of anyone who might have had a motive to kill them?
No, I don't think so.
Do you really think the police haven't asked me that? Asked me the same questions over and over. I really don't know. You can't tell if she's honestly doesn't know or if she's hiding something. Either way, I am not much better than Nick. Then Natasha sighs and straighten up. Well, I better get going there.
Bye.
No. Huh?
There.
Huh?
That's what's been on my mind all this time. No one knows what the killer's motives are or what they might do from it. They could come after me because I was the original target all along, or because I'm a witness. Since they knew, you know, some witness, I mean, that thought must have crossed your mind, right? You mean, what if there was some grudge against my old team, so I'm a target too? She looks down at the ground.
Huh?
It's scary to think about, yeah, but I don't seem like there's any sign of that. I wish I could be that sure. Do you actually think you could be a target? The police thinks that there's a chance, and that's enough for me. I won't be able to relax until this case is over with. Don't the police think it's more likely that the swimmer were the target from everything they said to me? That's the impression I got.
No.
I don't know for sure. I mean, I need to stay cautious, and I feel like that will never end. Although I pushed my fear back to the back of the mind, I'm still there, waiting to rise up at the worst of times. Silence hangs over us for a few minutes. Oh, this was certainly better.
Bye.
I hesitate. This might be my last chance. So far, I haven't learned anything about. Maybe I can get a clue or give her a nudge in the right direction. Before you go,
Huh?
save. I think let's go with this one because this is literally like, no, I don't fucking know anything. Stop asking me. Maybe the couple will confess.
Huh?
What? If they confess, then we don't have to go through this anymore. It will be over, so even if you are tired of all these questions, hold on to that hope. Why would the culprit confess? The police and courts go easy on someone who turns themselves in. If the culprit confesses, they might get a lighter sentence. We're talking about multiple murders. Even so, a voluntary confession has been taken into account. At the very least, it would sound good on at the trial. Maybe the culprit will realize that. If that meant to make me feel better, I think you could work on it a bit. But thanks. I really should get going now. Sorry for taking up so much time. No, it's fine. It's better than talking to them.
I'll see you around.
She opens the door and walks into the police station. Wait a few minutes so that you have enough time to leave the main area and peek inside. There is no sign of Natasha, so I continue go in. Nikki and Fawn are talking about something at her desk, and she nods at something, and he says and leaves with some paperwork, and Nick looks at me.
Hmm?
How did it go? I'm not sure. We talked a little bit, but I didn't get much out of her. Of course, that wouldn't be easy. She seemed receptive enough to what I said, though. I think she'll be more cooperative from now on. If that's true, then I own you one.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you for talking to her. Even if it comes to nothing, I appreciate your attempt.
Yeah.
No problem. And now, with business out of the way. Yes? Clears your throat. I know we just went out to dinner yesterday, so maybe you have some other things you'd rather do. Are you asking me on another date? That was my attention, yes.
Yeah.
That sounds great to me. Wonderful. Dinner again? No, I have something else in mind.
Huh?
Oh, what? Maybe it's an amusement park this time. Or an aquarium or a museum. Who knows? Or a movie. It's a surprise we'll find out tonight. A surprise, once again. It's more romantic than I expected. I still have some work I need to finish. I want to look into a few more things about the case. Can I meet you around 8? Interesting. That late? Yeah, let's go with that one. That sounds romantic. Ah, good. He looks flustered, as if isn't sure how to respond to that. Don't get your hopes up too much. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the most romantic thing in the world. But whatever it is, it'll be a lovely surprise. I'm looking forward to it already. I'll be ready at 8.
I'll talk to you soon.
Alright. I'll meet you at your apartment then. eat a quick dinner in the evening, since Nick said our date would be something else. To mention what a long wait it would be to go without eating. Afterwards, I start getting ready. Since I don't know where we're going, I kept it simple unless we're going to a formal affair or hiking through the mountain. I should be ready for anything. And he should have the foresight to warn me if there's something like that. As 8 approaches, I gather my things. Just as I'm about to leave, my phone ring. The screen displays Edwin's number.
Hello?
Hey.
I was wondering if you wanted to hang out. Maybe you could watch a movie or something. Sorry, but I'm afraid I won't be able tonight. Another time. Oh. Right, I understand. Big plans for tonight then? Although he asked casually, it's the edge of curiosity in his voice. I don't know. I think I just should be honest with him. Oh, Nick and I are going out on a date tonight. Oh, it's because it's not a dinner date this time. Where are you two going then? I don't know. There's a long period of silence on the other end of the phone before Edward finally speaks again, and his voice is calm enough to be unnerving.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I thought I had sworn you said you don't know where you're going on your date. Oh yeah, that's right. You said it's a surprise. A surprise. Yes? Do you have any idea how dangerous it is to go to an unknown location with someone you only know for a week? Especially when there's a killer to get you? I should have known he'd react like this.
Seriously?
It's not like Nick is a stranger. You barely know him. I'd be careful, Edwin, I promise. He sighed. I suppose nothing I say would change your mind anyway. It's going to be fine.
Whatever.
Sure, if you say so. A knock comes at the door, and I glance over my shoulder and cover the phone and its mouthpiece. Just a minute. I return my attention to the phone. I need to go now, Edwin. I'll talk to you later.
Be careful.
Just be careful.
Bye.
Right. I will. I hang up the phone and hurry to the door. I look through the peephole to make sure it's Nick, and I open it. A minute or two early. I hope I didn't interrupt you. No, it's fine. I'm getting ready to go. Shall we go then? Though the conversation with Edwin still lingered in the back of my mind, I check to make sure I have everything I need to follow Nick to the door. Outside it's already dark. A cold chill in the air makes me draw my coat more closely around me. Nick leads me to his car, the less conspicuous one, and the one we used to use for dinner yesterday, rather than his police car. He opened the passenger door for me, and I get in. Once Nick is inside as well, he pulls out in the street. He finger drums against the steering wheel. You're right. You seem more nervous than usual.
I apologize.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was that obvious. I'm not used to this sort of thing. What about when we had dinner the other night. Dinner is different. You can have dinner with all sorts of people, acquaintances, co-workers, relatives, and people you have just met. He glanced at me. This doesn't feel like going out to dinner. I think I get what he's trying to say. Everything we've done together so far could be viewed as a platonic light. This is the first step we've been taking past that line. Come to think of it, we haven't clearly put our current relationship into words, have we? How do you see me? That's quite a question to ask a man while he's driving. My tendencies toward inopportune timing must have started to rub off on you. That's what happened when two people spend too much time together. Although he kept his eyes on the road as he drove, his lips twisted into a small, slight smile as he answered. You're special to me, Adrian. We're still getting to know one another, each other. But I'd like to think that we're more than friends now, or at least we have the potential to be. That's how I feel too. I'm glad to hear you say it so clearly. If you hadn't, this date would have been a lot more awkward. I know what you mean. We laugh as the tension in the car eases. Now any anxiety I felt about knowing how we stand with each other fades, leaving room only for the nervousness about the date itself, whatever it might be. I look at the window. The nightscape is beautiful. God darn it. There we go. Well, isn't a large city. It has some wonderful sights to behold at night. For all its flaws, it really is a nice place to live. Nick laughed. I suppose it grows on you after a while. Destination after destination passes by. Nick ignored all of them, continued to the end of the main road, when he last turned off and keeps driving. We're starting to leave the town's limits behind. Nick? Yes? Are we going out of town? And that's right. Edwin's warning flashes through my mind. I rub the back of my neck and try to ignore my stubborn nerves. Nick turns down another road, and like the streets we drove along it now, this one is a small dirt road, taking us even further away from the town's populated areas. Either we are doomed now, or he's gonna take us stargazing. I hope it's stargazing. So it's a nightmare. There's a killer after me and I'm heading to a remote, isolated place. Does that cover it?
Is everything alright?
It looks like we're heading to the middle of nowhere. That's more or less accurate. Why? Ah, I was right, it was gonna be stargazing, haha. Stargazing? One benefit of being out in a place like this is that you can get incredible views of the stars. Looking at this night sky from the town is one thing, but it's not quite the same. Even the lights of a small town like this are enough to disrupt the view. Disrupt the view. For proper stargazing, you need to be far enough from populated areas that the light pollution won't interfere. And that's true. I have done enough driving around this area that I know some of the more remote spots. There are one that is far enough from town to provide an excellent view of the night sky. So that's what you picked for a second date? Third.
Yes.
Yes. Would be, you know, seem uncharacteristically flustered. Romantic. I can't deny it. Going to a remote place at night, look at the stars is certainly a romantic idea. Yet at the same time, it also seems like exactly the sort of thing you shouldn't do in situations like mine. Is this really alright? Mm.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go stargazing. Alright, it does sound romantic. I'm glad you think so. Might be a bit risky right now, but I can't be anything safer than having Nicky by my side. We continue to drive in a comfortable silence. I look out the window as the surrounding outside become increasingly rural. Everything else quiet and still, no sound but the car's engine. At last, Nick pulls up alongside a grassy field and parks the car. Outside, everything is quiet and peaceful. A few crickets chirps are the only thing that disturbs the stillness of the night. I look up in the sky. Like Nick promised, it's perfect for stargazing. The vast array of stars in the dark sky above is unlike anything I've seen in the town before. Wow. It's incredible, isn't it? I've never seen anything like this before. Despite the beautiful sight, my neck is starting to get stiff from the craning to see the sky. I look down again and rub the back of my neck. I already thought about the problem.
Huh?
Huh? He opened the trunk of the car and pulls out a large blanket, which he spread across the grass. Oh, blanket achievement. If we lay down, we should be able to view the stars much more easily. You came prepared.
Yes.
I wanted things to go well. We lay down on our backs on the blanket that he brought. With my head back against the ground like this, the stargazing looks even more impressive. There's so many stars. I try to count them and lose track before getting through even a fraction of them. This sort of view makes me feel like I'm lost staring at them, like I'm falling into infinity. It reminds me of the vastness of the universe, but at the same time makes me more aware of the man alongside me. I turn my head to look at Nick instead. He glances towards me. Yes?
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing me out here. Do you know a lot about stars? I'm afraid not. I just enjoy the view. I can't fault you for that one. I do not know much about stars either. Seeing them, though, almost make me want to learn. It's an impressive sight. I was glad the weather held out. If the clouds clouded up suddenly on the way here, we'd be at a loss right now. Clear sky is like this is necessary for a wonderful view. Look back up at the stars again. If I look long enough, I wonder if I'd see a shooting star, maybe not. It would be nice to make a wish, even if it's just superstition. The thought makes me smile. After a little while, Nick sits up although his gaze is still on the sky, or at least the horizon. He seems distant. Is it up as well? Something wrong?
Adrian, when I said I thought this would be romantic, I also thought it would be a good chance to tell you how I feel. I care about you a great deal, Adrian. Even though we've only known each other a short time, I believe I'm falling in love with you.
Damn! That was fast. And here I thought it was gonna be a slow burn. Jesus. A week and he's already falling in love with me? God damn.
I hope this date will be the first of many.
Nick, I feel the same way.
Me as a person that takes everything slow, I can't relate to this. It's like a week? I'm like, God damn. Our gazes met and he smiled. Almost unconsciously, I leaned towards him. Nick pauses for a moment and our eyes widen slightly. Then he mimics my movement and closes the distance between us. Wait, are they gonna smooch? Are they gonna smooch? Yeah, they're gonna smooch. Well done. The end. We kiss under the stars. It's soft, hesitant, on both of us parts, but somehow the stars shining above us and the stillness around us makes it feel less awkward. Heat rises to my cheeks and I look into Nick's eyes.
Adrian,
You did pick a good choice for a romantic date.
He smiles faintly and draws me closer. I reach up and run my fingers through his hair and heart pounding. I don't need a shooting star after all. My first wish has already come true. As long as Nick is by my side, I don't need to worry about anything else. We kiss softly a few more times, then pull apart to look into each other's eyes. That went better than expected. I bite back a laugh. I think that's possibly on the list of things you shouldn't say after kissing someone, but I let it slide. I mean, in regards to myself. Well, you did just fine, wonderfully in fact. I'm glad. Oh, that was a creepy ringtone. The sound of the phone ringing pierces the stillness of the night. I jump and Nick pitches the bridge of his nose. Why is the music so creepy? I don't like this. That's the bad thing about this job. Even when you're off work, you're not really off. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out his phone. When he sees the number, his brow furrows further. The station, like I said, never truly off. He answered the phone.
hello? What?
What? I will be there immediately. He puts his phone back into the pocket and scrambles on his feet.
Apologize.
I hate to cut this date short, but I need to return to the station. I stand up as well, and we head back to the car together.
Huh?
Something wrong? It's been a new development related to the case. I can't give out the details right now, though. Drive you back to your apartment first. Okay. It's quiet right back. Nick's gaze is fixed on the road the entire time, but he seemed tense, anxious about what he'll find. When we get back into town, he heads straight for my apartment building. I'll be in touch as soon as I can.
Thank you.
And good luck. Thank you for tonight.
Talk to you soon.
I hope I have good news for you soon. At home, my pace. I wonder what happened. A new development in the case? What could I mean? That could mean anything. It could mean that they have a new lead. It could mean that they finally tracked down the culprit. My heart is racing. Is it over at last? Finally, the phone rang. I answer
Hello?
immediately. Hello?
Hey,
You can rest easy. The case is about to close.
Huh?
You caught the killer? She confessed, started acting strange during the last round of questioning, and asked for some time to think things over and return to the station while you and I were gone. She? A jolt runs through me as I realize the significance of that. Wait, you don't mean
yes.
it was Natasha Diadro? What? Then they might have had a hella big chest binder. Because that person was flat as a brick. I still need to go over all the details of her confession, but her former teammates were the intended target all along. You being there was an unfortunate incident, or a fortunate one considering how things worked out. What do you mean? Guilt over your involvement seems to have been the tipping point that caused her to confess. Revenge on her former teammates was one thing, but causing an innocent classmate to fear for her life was a step beyond what she was able to accept. Even though she already killed people, did their lives mean so little? I should have your question suspect more often. Something tells me I won't be as easy with others. You're right, it was a joke. Our conversation felt unsurreal, like it happened in another world. The case is over, it's really over. Wow, I wasn't expecting this to end. Good thing I didn't romance her then. My straightness saved me. I can finally go back to my normal life. Anyway, I wanted to give you the news, and I also wanted to apologize for being forced to cut our date short this evening. Don't apologize for that. Under the circumstances, I'm glad. Nevertheless, I'd like to make it up for you. Tomorrow is supposed to be cloudy, but they're predicting clear skies from Thursday. Should we make another attempt to stargazing? Sounds wonderful. Can't help but smile. Terrible as the experience was, at least one good thing came out of it. I got to know Nick, and now that we move forward without the case hanging over us, can't wait to see what our future holds. An innocent? What? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what do you mean an innocent sin? What you mean? Now I need to check the thingies. Okay, let's see here. I'm so confused. Successfully romance that innocent sin. Okay, what achievement have I not gotten? 31 hidden achievement remained. Oh, come on! I can't even see them. God damn. Well then. Hmm. Interesting. Well then, that was very timed. So I successfully romanced innocent sin. So apparently, this seems to be something of a. So is she always gonna be the murderer then? I wouldn't know. But anyhow, it seems like all of them can be innocent, but also guilty, or like, you know, I don't know. But what would make him corrupt? Well, I guess I never found out. But I will see if I continue playing this one. But I'm usually only go for one route, and then I usually do the rest behind. So if you guys want to play this one and find all the endings, then feel free to do that. But for me, unless I really liked the story and like how everything was playing out, I would have played more. But for me, I'm probably just gonna speed through all of it, like behind the scenes. So yeah. But it's totally fine. And for the people that watch this later, feel free to play this game. It's not a really big game. I think it was like 2 gigabyte. But I'm sure it have like deeper possibilities than just, you know, sin. Or as we called him, Nick, you know. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. It was a lot of talking. But I'm pretty sure you can romance both those. But we shall see. But thank you so much for watching the stream. And I hope you guys have a lovely Wednesday. Take care, everybody. And take care, my hatchlings. Bye bye.